Unit 4, Applications of Residues. First topic, Evaluation of Improper Integral. Let f is a function which maps from open interval minus infinity comma infinity to set of all real number which is continuous. We define integration 0 to infinity f of x dx as limit r tends to infinity where r is greater than 0, integration 0 to r f of x dx, and integration minus infinity to 0 f of x dx is equal to limit r tends to infinity where r is greater than 0, integration minus r to 0 f of x dx. As r tends to infinity, this one become integration 0 to infinity, again we'll get the same thing. Therefore, integration minus infinity to infinity f of x dx is equal to limit r1 tends to infinity, integration minus r1 to 0 f of x dx plus limit r2 tends to infinity, integration 0 to r2 f of x dx. Equation number 1. Cauchy's principal value of integration minus infinity to infinity f of x dx is denoted by PV of integration minus infinity to infinity f of x dx, and is defined by PV of integration minus infinity to infinity f of x dx is equal to limit capital R tends to infinity, integration minus r to r f of x dx. Equation number 2. Let f be a continuous function mapping from open interval minus infinity comma infinity to r. Then we define integration 0 to infinity f of x dx as limit r tends to infinity, integration 0 to r f of x dx. Similarly, integration minus infinity to 0 f of x dx as limit r tends to infinity, integration minus r to 0 f of x dx. Then integration minus infinity to infinity f of x dx can be written as limit r1 tends to infinity, integration minus r1 to 0 plus limit r2 tends to infinity, integration 0 to r2 f of x dx. Principal value of this one is nothing but common radius, common limit r tends to infinity, integration minus r to r f of x dx. Example, f of x is equal to x cube. For r1 greater than 0, then integration minus r1 to 0 f of x dx is equal to integration minus r1 to 0 x cube ds. Apply the integration and apply the limits, we will get minus r1 to the power of 4 by 4, minus r1 to the power of 4 by 4. Now for r2 greater than 0, integration 0 to r2 f of x dx is equal to integration 0 to r to x cube dx. Apply the integrate and apply the limits. We will get r2 to the power of 4 by 4. Now, therefore, integration minus infinity to infinity f of x dx is equal to limit r1 tends to infinity integration minus r1 to 0 f of x dx plus limit r2 tends to infinity integration 0 to r2 f of x dx, which is equal to limit r1 tends to infinity. This value we got as minus r1 to the power of 4 by 4 plus limit r2 tends to infinity, and this value we got as r2 to the power of 4 by 4, as limit r1 tends to infinity minus infinity plus infinity, therefore does not exist. Now, principal value of integration minus infinity to infinity f of x dx is nothing but limit r tends to infinity integration minus r to r f of x dx, f of x dx, which is nothing but limit r tends to infinity integration minus r to r x cube dx, which is equal to limit r tends to infinity x to the power of 4 by 4. Apply the limits. You will get limit r tends to infinity r to the power of 4 by 4 minus r to the power of 4 by 4, which is equal to 0. Now note, suppose f of x is an even function and is continuous on set of all real numbers, then principal value of integration minus infinity to infinity f of x dx is nothing but integration minus infinity to infinity f of x dx. Usually this one and this one both are not same, but if f of x is an even function and is continuous, then principal value of the improper integral and the improper integral both are same. Moreover, integration 0 to infinity f of x dx, as f of x is even, then integration minus infinity to infinity can be written as 2 into integration 0 to infinity. I am sending this to this side, 1 by 2 into principal value of integration minus infinity to infinity f of x dx. This is the important note. Now, type 1. Type 1. Evaluation of integrals of the form integration minus infinity to infinity p of x by q of x dx. Evaluation of integral of the form integration minus infinity to infinity p of x by q of x dx, where p of x comma q of x are polynomials with degree of q of x, degree of the denominator polynomial is greater than or equal to 2 plus degree of p of x, 2 plus degree of p of x, and q of x has no real root, means no 0 of q of x lies on the real axis. Now consider this function as f of z. F of z is equal to p of z by q of z. Since what is the given? Q of x has no real root, means q of x never becomes 0 on the real axis. This implies p by q has no poles. Why? What are the poles of a function? This one are nothing but roots of the denominator. Since roots of the denominator has no real root, therefore p of z has no poles on the real axis. Given that f of z has no poles on the real axis, means whatever the poles are there for this function will lie on the above the axis or below the real axis. Let a1 comma a2 comma so on an be the poles of capital F of z that lie in the upper half plane. There is no poles of capital F of z on this line, on this axis. Let a1 comma a2 an be the poles in the upper half plane. Find the residue at each and every pole. Write bj as residue at z is equal to aj capital F of z. Capital F of z means finding the residue at each and every pole of the given function. Now choose closed contour gamma as follows. Gamma is equal to close interval minus r comma r union capital gamma, where capital gamma is z is equal to capital R e to the power of iota theta, where theta belongs to close interval 0 comma pi, and the radius r here, r is chosen so large so that this gamma encloses all edges. What is the meaning of this one? Now we have to consider a closed contour gamma such that all these poles lie inside this one. So I am going to take minus r to r. This is the close interval from minus r to r. Then a semicircle of radius capital R from 0 to pi. This is capital gamma. Capital R is selected so that this contour union of minus r to r including the semicircle is this one, contain all of these poles, means whatever the poles are there in the upper half plane should contain in that closed contour, such that we have to select a radius. Now what the Cauchy residue theorem says? By Cauchy residue theorem, integration over this closed contour gamma capital F of z dz is nothing but 2 pi iota into sum of the residues. Sum of the residues. We have took residues as bj. Residues as bj. What is gamma? Gamma is minus r to r with capital gamma. That is, this implies small gamma can be written as integration minus r to r capital F of, instead of z I am using r because it's a real axis, segment of real axis. Its imaginary part is 0, capital F of x dx plus integration, now gamma, capital gamma f of z dz is equal to 2 pi iota summation bj. Summation bj. Now letting r tends to infinity. Letting capital R tends to infinity. As capital R tends to infinity, this one becomes principal value. This implies principal value of integration minus infinity to infinity capital F of x dx plus limit capital R tends to infinity integration over capital gamma capital F of z dz is equal to 2 pi iota summation bj. Equation number 1. If this part becomes 0, then we will get this one is equal to this one. If limit r tends to infinity integration over capital gamma capital F of z dz is equal to 0, then equation number 1 implies principal part of integration minus infinity to infinity. F of x is nothing but p of x by q of x dx is equal to 2 pi iota sum of the residues. Upon this method we will solve some problems. We will solve some problems on the next class. Evaluate integration 0 to infinity dx by x square plus 1. Solution. Let capital F of z is equal to 1 by z square plus 1. As we did in the method working rule, we have learned, let us take capital F of z by p of z by q of z, which is equal to p of z by q of z. Here what is p of z is equal to 1. What is q of z? Z square plus 1. And degree of q of z is equal to 2. Degree of q of z is equal to 2, which is greater than or equal to 2 plus 0, which is equal to 2 plus degree of p of z. Degree of p of z is 0. Therefore, I can use the above working rule. Now, poles of f of z. Poles of capital F of z are roots of the denominator, that is roots of z square plus 1 is equal to 0, that is z is equal to plus or minus iota. Out of this, how many and which lies in the upper half plane we have to consider. Out of this 2 poles, iota lies in the upper half plane. Iota lies in the upper half plane. Now we have to find the residue at this point of the given function. residue at z is equal to iota capital F of z. Since clearly iota is a simple pole, then residue at this one is z is equal limit z tends to iota z minus iota into capital F of z, which is equal to limit z tends to iota z minus iota by capital F of z, z square plus 1, z square plus 1. Now, as if I substitute z is equal to I will get 0 by 0, so I am going to use the L'Hospital rule, which is also equal to limit z tends to iota 1 by 2z, which is equal to 1 by 2 iota, 1 by 2 iota. Now, this is minus iota and this is iota. We have to consider only those poles which are in the upper half plane. Now choose gamma such that close interval minus r comma r and union capital gamma, this radius we have to select such that all the singularities of the upper half plane should contain in that one. Since the distance from the origin is 1 of this iota, so I am going to take r is greater than 1. R is greater than 1. Clearly this one lies inside that one, inside small gamma. Now integration over gamma capital F of z dz. From the Cauchy residue theorem, integration over gamma f of z dz is equal to 2 pi I, and above only we have wrote 2 pi I into sum of the residues. As we got only one residue, one pole, we will get only one residue, and that one is residue at z is equal to iota capital F of z. This implies gamma is nothing but integration minus capital R to R capital F of x dx, because on the real axis, plus integration over capital gamma capital F of z dz is equal to 2 pi iota, and the residue we got 1 by 2 iota. 2 iota get cancelled. Now letting r tends to infinity, this one becomes principal value of integration minus infinity to infinity capital F of x dx plus limit r tends to infinity integration over capital gamma capital F of z dz is equal to pi. Equation number 2. If I can show that this value is equal to 0, then our problem will be complete. Now let us show this one. Before this one, that is principal value of f of z. Since already we have wrote a note that if capital F of x is even, if capital F of x is even, then principal value of integration minus infinity to infinity is nothing but this one, and this one can be written as 2 into this one. What is capital F of x? Capital F of x, as our question, capital F of x is nothing but 1 by x square plus 1. Clearly capital F of x is even function, since f of minus x is equal to f of x. Then from the note, this one I can write as 2 into integration 0 to infinity capital F of x dx plus limit r tends to infinity integration over gamma capital F of z dz is equal to pi. This implies 2 into integration 0 to infinity. What is capital F of x? 1 by 1 plus x squared dx plus limit r tends to infinity integration over gamma 1 by 1 plus z square dz is equal to pi. Equation number 2. Now we have to prove this one on gamma. So on gamma, what is modulus of z? Distance of z is r, capital R is equal to capital R. Now modulus of 1 plus z square, since it is in the denominator, I can take this one is greater than or equal to, this one is equal to modulus of z square plus 1. This one I can write greater than or equal to modulus of z square minus 1. What is modulus of z is r square minus 1. Therefore, modulus of 1 plus z square is greater than or equal to r square minus 1. Cross multiply 1 by modulus of 1 plus z square is less than or equal to 1 by r square minus 1. Therefore, modulus of capital F of z is less than or equal to 1 by r square minus 1. Now, integration over gamma, modulus of integration over gamma f of z dz. If I take modulus inside, this one becomes less than or equal to integration over gamma modulus of f of z dz. But modulus of f of z on gamma we got less than or equal to 1 by r square minus 1. 1 by r square minus 1 integration over gamma dz, which is equal to, what is the length of the contour gamma? As the gamma is the semicircle, here what is gamma? Gamma is z is equal to r e to the power of iota theta, where theta belongs to 0 to pi, a semicircle, that is pi r, which is equal to 1 by r square minus 1 pi r. Length of the contour, this one. Now this one tends to 0 as r tends to infinity, because degree of the denominator is larger than degree of the numerator. Therefore, as r tends to infinity, this one goes to 0, then integration over gamma f of z dz is equal to 0 as r tends to infinity. Therefore, equation number 2 implies, what is equation number 2? 2 into this one plus 0 is equal to pi. 2 into integration 0 to infinity 1 by 1 plus x square dx is equal to pi. This implies integration 0 to infinity 1 by 1 plus x square dx is equal to pi by 2. Is equal to pi by 2.